You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Facebook, we are YBMchat Podcast. Instagram at YBMchat. You can listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts at YBMchat. Hey, it's Dashia D.
Hey, it's Cassondra.
Hey, it's your boy Tre'Dub here.
It's your girl, LadiiNova.
And we are
YBMchat.
That was a little delayed, but we're going to let them live. Young Black Millennials offering you a fresh new take you didn't know you needed.
Boy! So, unfortunately, we have lost two of our Black community head honchos. One being Bill Withers, if I'm sadly not mistaken. He just passed away today, actually, as in what's today, the 2nd? So yeah, he passed away today. If you don't know who he is the singer for Lean on Me, which I'm sure all of us have been raised up listening to. And was it Lovely Day, Megan, LadiiNova?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, which was later remixed to A Brighter Day by Kurt Franklin. And now I actually do know the song Lovely Day now. It just like was singing in my head. But anyway, so next is a frat brother of mine, Joseph E. Lowry. He passed away on I think it was 28, if I'm not mistaken. He died at 89. I'm not sure of the cause of death, but yeah, if you don't know who he is, he was a civil rights leader. He was really close to Martin Luther King Jr. during all the civil rights acts and things like that. So yeah, R.I.P. to my frat brother Joseph E. Lowry. So next, for boy,
Real quick, was it 89 or 98?
98. Did I say 89? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died at 98.
Just wanted to be sure. As far as the rest of Boy E goes, I can't even get one name right because that's how much I don't care. Tekashi 6ix9ine is said to be released soon, and he will be serving out the rest of his sentence on house arrest. Why? I don't know. I don't even see why that should be happening, but it's happening. Cassondra, I believe you wanted to say something about that.
Okay, so I usually don't care about stuff like that. Like y'all know about these celebrities. I swear I don't care about their lives. But this one, I was very interested in because apparently he was supposed to be sentenced to 47 years. And when he got on trial, they said yes. And we looked this up all day yesterday. And so they said, if you start talking, we'll shave off 45 years. So he was supposed to serve 2 years. But I guess with all this going on, he only served a year and a half. All right. These boys who he snitched on, they know he home. And it's so sad to say, and I don't ever wish death on anybody, but I don't think he gonna make it. Like, you don't play about stuff like that. He legit was ratting out people in his own gang. I said, no, they gonna have him done in the next week. I promise you. Like, that's sad. So, and it wasn't even like somebody pinned a crime on him and he was trying to clear his name. No, he was trying to get less time. So he snitched on his own people. You can't do stuff like that. I mean, he was naming big names like Jim Jones and I forgot who the other one was, but it just was like, you can't do stuff like this. So you just wish him well and hope they don't find out he home.
What gang he in?
Was that true?
I gotta
he
look
said
at it.
blood. He was saying blood, and like I don't even think he really got in it like how everybody else did. I just think he just started claiming it and going with it and got famous and it's on the screen and blah, blah, blah. That's what I think. But I said the exact same thing to my mom because she was looking over my shoulder when I was looking at it. And I was like, I'm sorry, I legit don't think he's going to make it because of, like Cassondra said, you done went out here and put everybody's name out here. You start talking about people that probably hasn't done anything in years. Mm-hmm. Like, we all know Snoop has been affiliated with Crips and stuff like that since we was kids. We didn't really know it, but we knew.
Yeah.
Why would, like, is he doing any of that stuff now? Who knows? But to bring him up, or like Jim Jones or something like that, it's pointless. Now, they themselves may not do anything, but you have people out here that ain't got nothing to live for.
Oh yeah,
that's
ain't
really
nothing
die hard about being a blood member or whatever. That's it. Like, if I go to jail, I go to jail, and they be the one getting rep because it's like, oh, they got rid of that narc, and it is what it is. I don't wish it, but it's kind of hard to believe that he's just gonna be coming out and making music like he thinks he's going to be doing.
Hopefully they get some kind of increased security or protection for him.
Who's gonna be security for him? Ain't that much money in the world. I'm sorry.
Somebody gonna do it.
Yeah. Everybody needs a job.
I'm about to say, speaking of security, the Philippine president is not playing with his people out there. Now, if God forbid this happened in the U.S., but I think this is the only way Americans is going to listen. The president out there has let it be known. He told authorities that they are ordered to shoot them to death, quote unquote. That's what he's saying, to shoot them to death if residents are not, or excuse me, are violating the coronavirus lockdown terms. So for people around here, if they said to shut stuff down at 8:00 and you think you're about to have a cookout or start one at 4:00
or a picnic,
honey, you're not gonna make it. And of course, I didn't understand what he was saying because it wasn't his language, but his face, his demeanor, let it be known, I'm not playing. We already got a bunch of people leaving this earth because of it, and y'all want to continue doing what y'all doing. So we see y'all violating it. Wow, done, out of here. So either the virus
Americans
take them
aren't
out or
taking
get
it
shot.
serious.
What?
I mean, I'm one of them, but I wonder why
I was about
Americans
to say
aren't taking it serious. You know, like I feel like because we still can be at the store and be out and about, and yeah, they're encouraging you to stay home, but nobody's saying you need to be home, you know, because like I said, stores are still open, restaurants are still open, you know, so.
And some of us still have to work.
Yeah.
So for essential workers, yes. Now I'm not gonna lie, I haven't went. I don't even know why my job would still be going, seeing as it's a clothing department. Where y'all hoes going at? Because a lot of these airports shut down. Ain't nobody clubs open. A good bit of the restaurants is you can go and pick up food and take it home. You can't sit in. So what you need clothes for? Y'all see me? I got a do-rag on. I'm looking like Felicia right up under this thing. I'm not trying to look nice.
Probably for their Zoom videos though, like if they still want to be dressed up, they could buy a shirt.
I'm pretty sure you got plenty of shirts and stuff at the house. Unless they want to be like that person. I don't know if I sent it to y'all when they was on their work conference, laying in bed like.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that meme with Maury that said, "My employer says that I'm an essential employee. My paycheck says that is a lie."
Oh shoot. Oh dang.
Someone had their little conference call on Instagram, and it was the funniest thing ever because the girl, I guess she didn't know that she was showing everybody that she was on the toilet.
I know what you're talking about. She walked around the house, pulled her jaws down and sat down. Everybody was like,
I forgot. I think that was her name.
And then she was like, oh shoot, and she tried to close it quick. I was like,
no, the damage is done. It's okay.
Yeah, no, I've been wearing a professional top, party at the bottom.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even now, I got on like freaking short pants and no shoes. Like, nobody will ever know.
Like a news anchor.
Yeah, and
I got on basketball shorts right now. For real.
But you know, I guess for us, that's just a millennial thing, which is how we're going to segue into today's topic about millennials. So, all right, so there's no true definition for millennials. It's just saying like from 81 to 96.
I'm sorry, Cassandra's smiling and laughing.
I was like, what? Did I say something wrong?
No, you didn't. Go ahead.
But yeah, millennials are just saying it's from 81 to 96, and that's it. It wasn't really saying much of anything else. So the things that they do have online about millennials, just 7 things that millennials do better. And so the first one is they stay positive. And their definition of that was because, we now went through trying to crush student loan debts and what was it, poverty and underemployment. In which I feel like people generations before us had to deal with underemployment at some point.
Yeah.
And so I don't understand how that surpassed them and came to us. So starting with that one, do y'all think we stay positive?
Well, definitely stay positive for me. I was going to respond to what you just said about how, like, back then, not them being unemployed, things weren't expensive back then. So it was like rent wasn't over $1,000.
Shouldn't be now. Especially here.
Exactly. Here in Atlanta, like, shit. But yeah, so it's like people, a lot of stuff weren't that expensive back then. So, I mean, they may have still felt underpaid, but they still could afford a lifestyle to take care of their 5 million.
What do you think, Dashia?
I don't really know how to answer that. I think it depends on the person if they stay positive. I don't know if it's taking it too far by saying I think that our generation we're more open to talking about mental health and self-care and what does that look like and therapy and doing the things that would help you to develop the tools to stay positive even when you're in turmoil. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it or if that's taking it to another conversation, but that's...
I'm going to say, I would say what you said, because even when we were younger, you didn't hear any family members saying that they were going to therapy. If you did, that means something was completely wrong with you and you shouldn't have to do all of that. But
right.
Whatever. Cassondra, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just depends. And I wonder do you think they say we're more positive because we're on social media more, like, than the other generation was? So when you see stuff on social media, for the most part, it is like positive, like people posting like quotes or something like uplifting. You do have some negative people too, but for the most part, it is positive.
Well, that is another thing. I'm gonna vary around the list, the 7. So since you brought up communication, they said that was another thing that we do better is communicate. I completely say false, but how they were saying it is because they said we're always connected. So now Zoom, Skype, Instagrams, that I don't count that as communication because to me it's just entertainment.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you, I can pick up the phone, text y'all, and all the other stuff. But
you're still connected. Like, I feel like in the old days, and depending on how old you're talking, are you writing letters to each other? Like, we're not doing that. I would much rather pick up the phone and call you and text you than to have to sit there, write out a letter, find a stamp, go mail it, wait till you read it, and then you do the process all over again. I feel like, yeah, we communicate more. We're able to. It's easier. We can pick up, like I said, we can text. I mean, social media.
I'm gonna let everybody else answer. Dashia D, you go
next. Yes, we may communicate more. Does not mean that it's effective communication. Because Cassondra, you said social media or texting each other. I know that it's a stereotype, but I do feel like a lot of people in our generation, they tend to text. One thing I cannot stand is when someone tries to have a serious conversation with me via text. Please pick up the phone or meet with me face to face. I do not like that. I feel like things get lost in translation. There's no tone. You can't see body language, and delivery is everything. So I think, yes, we communicate more, but I don't necessarily know that it's effective communication.
Yeah.
Tre'Dub.
I 100% agree with Dashia. So we are definitely connected more so on the social media realm more than the past generations, but effective communication, like personal communication, interacting face to face or texting or whatever, it's horrible. Like it's horrible. It really is. Like friends or attempted relationships. I'm speaking for myself. That communication has not been there. I mean, sometimes on my end, mostly on their end. So I'll say that.
I like to say with this generation, the issue is I feel like when they say communication, it's like Cassondra said, it's just being on social media and they can reach out to more people. Yeah. But agreeing with Dashia D and Tre'Dub, it's just piss poor because now people just get on there and put all the information out on Facebook, have an attitude, have an argument, all of that. And now it went from typing up the words to now going live and letting everybody know that their house was trash and their baby mama is trash and their mama was trash. But then you going backwards and like, well, I still love him because that's the best man I ever had in my life. Girl, the words are still there in that post.
Like, no.
You still said what you said. It's 7 hours ago. Mm-mm. That's not going to change.
You know what? I can sit there and watch that live.
Let's get all see, like, here and again, like, even though it's bad communication or not effective, it's still communication. You know, like, we're still more connected than other generations, you know?
That doesn't mean it's a good thing.
It's not good at all. I'm saying it's still communication, whether it's good or bad, it's still happening. I totally agree with you and Trey. Like, I wish it was, people can speak face to face more, or like, don't text me nothing serious, but at the end of the day, it's still easier and we communicate more, good or bad, than.
But does easier make it better? Because that's what this list is. Millennials, I can't get my words together. Things millennials do better. I say for that part, no, because there have been people way down the family line where they had beef with each other, and I don't find out about it until either one of them has passed or they've both passed. And it's like, oh yeah, they had that issue like years back. And it's like, oh, it never seemed that way. Oh, they talked about it behind closed doors. They hashed it out, and that was that. It was nobody else's like business. Now it's just like, if I want to pull you in it, I'm going to pull you in it, but then I don't want your opinion, even though I made you enter into this realm.
I guess in that sense, and I'm thinking about like movies that I've seen or court shows with older folks. And when I say older, I mean like 60s and up, where you have these people, like I watch paternity court and divorce court. It's whatever. But there have been older people who have children in separate cities, and their wives will never know about it because they didn't have social media, or there was no way to access those people. Whereas now something like that happens, you go deep diving into Instagram and Facebook, and you're able to find that information and give it to them.
Mm-hmm. And
now again,
stay in it,
sometimes,
I said they find that stuff and they still stay in it and progress with the drama and the
right. Now sometimes that might be on a live, which again, that's not effective communication, but I could see where that list comes in at, where we're able to at least give the information.
I think it's just a misword, like a word that's just being misused, to be honest. I think that we definitely are connected better than previous generations, but as far as communication goes, it's horrible.
Connection would be better.
That's just what it is.
Connection's better, communication.
We're better connected to everyone in the world, to like what's going on in the world with social media, because communication is horrible.
And now that you said that, the third thing is that we believe in activism. I have seen more people that have gotten involved. So since the whole Black Lives Matter thing, they actually go out, try to be out, do rallies, put things together. Some people try to do like charitable work. So do you think that's something that we actually fit in for millennials? Like it's right? Or is it like a teetering thing, again, going back to doing it for social media to do it to let people know that you did it? Everybody's wavering.
Because that's hard.
I don't know that we necessarily do that better, but again, with Trey's comment of being more connected, I think with the internet, you just have more access to more information. And so people are able to research things on their own or just connect with people from different cities. So then you have like, you brought up Black Lives Matter. So then you have different chapters in different cities and they can connect and do these different events or walks or whatever the case may be. I wouldn't say that people do it just for social media though. Because I don't think that anyone would be the self-proclaimed activist all for social media. That's a lot of work and effort to do for likes.
You wouldn't believe some of the people that actually have done those things.
But I see what LadiiNova's saying too. If that's the thing to do, especially if like people screaming, okay, Black Lives Matter, and they having this rally, you go purposely to put it on social media and say, look, I'm here and I care, you know, or every rally that they have. But I see what you're saying too, Dashia. That's a lot of work. And
Right.
to try to keep up an image just for social media is hard.
There's a difference between someone who they like a post that says Black Lives Matter, they go to one rally, compared to a person who's at the majority of the rallies, who goes to the meetings, who are in contact with the leaders of that specific city, and they're working with the local government to make some kind of like holistic change. You know what I mean? Like there's a difference between being a social media activist and then being somebody who's actually doing the groundwork.
I'm gonna say a sliver.
Topic, but
I'm gonna say a sliver of this, and I'm gonna pass it to Tre'Dub for his opinion. There were some people that tossed up what Black Lives Matter was supposed to mean, and then they went and got their own interpretation and put it on social media. Like, I'm out here being active, but then you was really out there on the negative side doing stuff that you weren't supposed to be doing. It was just supposed to be like chanting, saying your purposes and why this was, and y'all wanted to go out there and fight and break stuff. That's not what it was supposed to be about. But they thought, oh, I'm here, I'm in it, so I'm part of it. Well, incorrect. Tre'Dub, do you think that millennials are, you know, active or more, becoming more of activists?
No. I think that they're definitely working towards that eventually, but not now. I mean, times are different. You know, from back then when Martin Luther King and, you know, Malcolm X was doing all those civil rights movements and rallies and things like that. Now it's kind of like there are things to me, there are better things to rally about. Like, you know, like there's a lot of things that have changed since Martin Luther King and everyone else have, like, you know, changed. There's more acceptance in Black people taking over CEO roles, you know, things like that. So, you know, I mean, people are like rallying for, you know, nature and to save, you know, endangered species and things like that. So I think in that sense that there is an ounce of it, but not as much as they used to do back then. Because like back then they had concerts and all types of festivals that was based off of trying to like help a certain part of the community or whatever they're rallying about at the time. But yeah, I don't think that we're better than them, better than the previous generations in that sense at all. No.
Okay.
I'll say give them another couple of years.
Yeah, just I don't even know about that, honestly. I feel bad because I'm a millennial and I should feel hopeful, but it's like looking at
and I guess to kind of like, you know, kind of elaborate more on why I think that, because I feel like everyone now, and as far as millennials, I hate to say this, but everyone is kind of like on their own mind frame about like how they feel about certain subjects. So it's like they don't, and I hate to say it again, have the motivation to go out and rally, you know, because it's all about like, well, is this affecting me personally? That's the reality of how most people feel. And I don't want to use Black Lives Matter as an example at all, but just in general about certain issues or whatever. Most millennials to me are like, well, shit, if it ain't happening to me, then why should I care? You know?
Yeah. That's another thing. So I'm gonna try to move through this.
We definitely doing it better than the people back then.
Yeah, because they legit fire hoses, dog bites, chains, and all that other stuff. We ain't doing that. Half of y'all don't even want to go ahead and get your hair wet. Half of y'all don't even want to put on the right clothes. So
boy,
it is what it is. So I'm gonna try to move through this because some more questions. But some of the other things were we asked for more from celebrities, and I guess I maneuver that, and they use their voices along with the activism, because there are some more people, like I said. Who was it? Pharrell, who went out and was like, hey, trying to get everybody to donate money for the COVID-19 so people can get things. And other people was like, bro, you don't want worth 150 million. You can do that. We ain't working. We got to sit in the house. We are the people dealing with COVID-19. They're fine. You can put the money up.
Rihanna donated some money. I forgot how much it was. It was a lot.
5 million. Did not forget that.
It was over $1 million.
You donated $5 million. I was gonna put your girl's husband in there because I didn't hear nothing about her, but he put his little $2 million up there.
$2 million gotta be low.
I mean, Rihanna still put up 5. Rihanna still put up 5, and she went to, it was to multiple places: Haiti, U.S., Malawi and Barbados, and she's still doing things. That's why we ain't getting music, and it's okay. I'm still going to be patient on that because she's doing things to benefit the world. But out of the, like I'm saying, I'm not going to demean him. I just like to.
I don't like Dashia right now. I really.
I'm ready for Dashia. Go ahead.
All I was going to say was, can we get back to the topic at hand?
I was going to, but I'm saying like going back, we asked for more from celebrities. So the people, like they were saying, we asked for them to use their platforms in the way that they should. So a lot of people don't like Chance the Rapper, and that's what he's been doing his platform. He goes back to his city, try to get things right. Like if they didn't have good water, things like that. Like he tries to go back and goes to the city hall meetings and talk about that versus just being on social media and, or like, what is it, thumb thugging it or whatever. But that's those three. I mean, that's really what it is. Let's see. The other one is they are everyday change makers. So supporting of businesses and donating to charities. So I guess like I don't want to say this is all we're doing, but we're young Black millennials, so Black people all the way. And like we're from Charleston, so we're pushing more things off. Like they could be Charleston related. They want to support Charleston businesses because not things that are probably respected a whole lot or looked at a whole lot. So for us, that would be our thing of being supportive of businesses. Do you believe that's the thing, or are millennials still slacking on the everyday change makers?
I got a question.
Yeah.
Is everyday change making just for businesses, or is it for other stuff too?
It can be other things, just like I said, just being supportive, like of a group or something like that.
Okay, the reason I asked that question is because I don't think, and maybe I took this out of context or took it the wrong way, but when I think about everyday change making, I'm thinking about voting. So yeah, everybody runs out and votes for the next president, but when they had these elections for your state people, how many millennials was out there? You know, like I saw a lot of older people, but it's like, okay, well, these votes count too. It's not just the presidential ones. And if anything, these are everyday stuff because these people are more affected, you know what I mean? Like you personally. So when you said that, I'm like, no, definitely not. But on the other side, when you said businesses, I can see us supporting more people.
I didn't think about that.
I think that just goes back to what we've been talking about, which is social media and access. We are a group that came out of Charleston, but people who are in different states, different cities, different countries could have access to us via social media. So I think we're just able to learn more and be more privy to new businesses or candidates or whatever. Because I mean, now you don't necessarily have to go to their rallies to learn about them. You can just go to their website and look at the things that they're planning to do or they claim that they're going to do if they make it into office.
Which is exactly that. Tre'Dub?
I think millennials are doing the bare minimum to answer that question, because like Cassondra said, like, and I feel like we're doing a bare minimum because of the lack of knowledge. Like, and that's speaking for myself, because I don't really know that much about politics itself to know like about state elections or other smaller elections, stuff like that. I don't know that much about politics to know like who's running, to be honest. And that's just something on me. That's my ignorance, you know? So I feel like we do the bare minimum because on that end, because I feel like there is like smaller things that, you know, friends of ours that are doing that will help support that because they feel like they're doing something better for the community. Like, for example, I have a close friend. He went to an HBCU, Elizabeth City State University. He recently just was named, I don't know the exact word for it, but he was named as one of the top 40 or top 30 people that are under 30, under 40, top 40, under 40. That's what it is. And basically what it is just like, people that are successful, that are not 40 yet, and basically what they're doing is they use that organization to do, for people to raise money for scholarships for people that are currently going to that school, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So yeah, stuff like that, I feel like, again, bare minimum kind of stuff that we're doing, that's just kind of like do our part from people that don't feel like rallying or don't feel like doing all the extra leg work. So that's why I feel like we are doing at least the bare minimum. So at least I guess to just say that we are helping the community anyway.
Yeah. I'm about to say, because I'm in that bracket, I'm looking. Well, I'm paying attention to more stuff than I did like I was in high school. Because in high school, I was ignorant. I was like, politics ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, what? I don't care about no presidential vote. I can't vote. I can't do nothing. So why do I care? Now that I'm older and I'm seeing all of this stuff, I try to pay attention more, but that doesn't mean I know every aspect of what's going on. But I am trying to be more aware of certain things. So the last one for this list, I wanted to save it because I feel like what was said on that part, y'all are going to have a lot to say. So it says that they prioritize, which means they are not all about hashtags and social media, but instead they put off marriage in order to become more educated and gain more career experience.
That was a lot within itself and very contradictory.
Okay.
I really was like, I think it was like Inc.com, whatever that means, but that's what they feel millennials do better. And that's prioritizing. I don't see what putting off a marriage has to do anything. Now, I myself said that I'm not right now because for those of you who don't know, clearly I moved back home. I'm not about to be in a relationship or moving my spouse or my significant other here with my parents. And now with the COVID, I don't know where money's coming from. By the grace of God, something hit my account. How am I supposed to support a family on that? Can't, won't, not gonna happen. So marriage is not a thing for me right now. Gain more career success. I would like to be stable in it, but that's not going to be the end all be all. And I guess that's what they think. But what do y'all think? For yourselves, are y'all putting off marriage just because y'all are millennials? Or Dashia D laughed, so I'm going to let her go first.
Yep.
I kind of agree with it. I do think that a lot of millennials are career driven, and I don't think that they're trying to put off marriage. I just think that when you're in a certain mindset, so I went to grad school, which is a whole other beast than college. College is already difficult, but grad school is just...
But you graduated, woo woo!
Yes, but I'm saying it is very difficult to even want to, if you're not already in a relationship, I feel like the majority of people don't even want to attempt to be in anything serious because you don't have a lot of time. And so I'm going to now pile on. Now I got to make time for you, even though I got to make time for this paper or this project. Like man. It's too much. And then you add on children. No. Also, Trey, you said before, like our, what do you call it? Standard of living is much more expensive. So I think that our generation thinks about that, like children are expensive. We do not want to, well, most of us do not want to start having multiple children that we are now responsible for financially when we can barely pay off student loans and barely find a place that we feel comfortable in to afford. Therefore, yes, we're going to put off, I put that in air quotes, marriage and put off having children because we just want to focus on ourselves and our careers.
Tre'Dub.
I agree most of what Dashia said. I think that millennials, I think it's a preferential thing. People can kind of like use what they want to kind of prioritize what they want to. Like some people may want to focus on school. Some people may want to focus on building a family. Some people may want to focus on starting a business, things like that. I think that we do prioritize, but it's a preferential thing based off of what we want at that moment. Like we're just ambitious people. I will say that you know, we may, like I said, we may be focused on starting a family right out of getting a bachelor or something like that. Some people may focus on getting a master's like they should did. My focus was just on finding a good job that was going to, like, you know, focus on my career. That's prioritizing. So I in that sense, yes, I will say that we are better at that than previous generations, because there are a lot more options for us, you know, to live our own lives and, you know, be an adult and things like that. Whereas back then they were kind of like confined in a box to only be a man working in a warehouse or a woman being a nurse or whatever.
Or
you know?
even going further back than that, we're not as traditional where the woman has to stay home.
Yeah.
And the dude is going out to work. Like, no, we're going out, we're having our own careers. We might support them. Not me, but some of us.
Some people do.
Some of us might do that. So
but yeah, so I mean, like I say, like the point I'm trying to make is that we have options to be able to prioritize more than previous generations. You know, there are a lot more options and a lot of things out there for us to get involved in. And, you know, so, you know, obviously, like Dashia said, and what I said previously, money is a big factor of a lot of these things we're prioritizing for. So yeah, it's definitely best that we also be smart. So yeah, yeah. But that's it.
Cassondra?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with both of them. I mean, well, what Trey's saying, like, people prioritize what they want to. Like, I'm married, and I've always, like, wanted a family, and that's something I was focused on. I mean, I graduated college, too, but, like, I went to grad school and was like, I don't really like it. And so I got my business, you know, so it's, like, what I want to focus on. And then now what I want to focus on is having kids, you know, so I guess school, getting a master's isn't a top priority for me. So it's like, you know, which it is for Dashia, just not for me. So I want to have kids, and she doesn't right now. So it's just a personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, agreeing with all of you, like Tre'Dub said, it's everybody's preference. Some people are able to balance both. Some people are only able to do one thing at a time and focus. And it seems like a lot of older people get upset when it's like, oh, I'm at this place right now. Well, I don't understand why you ain't got kids yet. Because I don't have money. That's why. and that be my thing. Like, when I drop them off, don't say anything, because I'm going to need time. I've had people ask me that, and I was like, bruh, I got to pay rent at this apartment. I can barely get money to feed myself. Then I got to buy a crib. Cribs are not cheap. Do you know how much Similac costs for one jar?
One
jar of Similac. That is a lot of money. I don't have that money for a jar of Similac. Not gonna find
all
it.
day too.
Then you need rags. You need diapers. That is a lot. Even people that like were getting married or getting engaged during them getting their masters. I don't watch 4 weddings and got stressed out. Do you know how much stuff you got to plan for a wedding? Catering, colors, venue, how many people come in, seating arrangements.
I got a headache already.
I don't like any of it. I told my mama, I'm petty. Listen, I'm about to just sign a paper. I'm gonna show up and be like, I'm married. Why you had one? It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm spending money to feed y'all and watch y'all, like, watch me say stuff that I've been saying to the person I've been with forever. It's a lot. It's too much. And then y'all expect me right after the wedding, oh, why y'all ain't got a house? Because I foolishly spent $75,000 on a wedding and a cake that I ain't saving, and a dress I'm never gonna wear again. Because married once for me, that's it. If it don't work, that's it. We're done. I ain't got no more. All right, so the last thing is the stereotypes of millennials. So again, it's a list, but it's only 3. So first one is their favorite question is why. They feel like millennials always need to know why something is taking place. They need an answer for everything. The second one is they want a trophy for everything. So after every accomplishment, they feel like they need stuff. Kind of feel attacked, even though I don't do that, but still. And then the last is they want too much accommodation and flexibility. So do any of those work for y'all? Like, well, I'm not gonna say y'all, because we're talking to a broad aspect of people. So you feel like that's some broad things to say about millennials?
I don't agree with the last one.
You don't agree with the last one?
I don't agree with the last one.
Why not?
And say it again. So they feel like that we always request for flexibility.
Want too much accommodation and flexibility.
I honestly would not say that, and I'm speaking for myself because like even when like looking for a job, I've been trying to accommodate my living situation. I've been trying to accommodate like stuff like that. And I mean, obviously with COVID going on, there's reasons why you can accommodate someone for not like working or or whatever, like things like that. But in any other situation other than this, they wouldn't be trying to accommodate us to our black ass. Like,
angry.
No.
So you agree with the other two?
What was the second one again? Because I feel like I
want a trophy for everything.
In a way, yes, but I will say that we always look for some type of recognition. It doesn't necessarily have to be something tangible, but at least be recognized for it. So yes.
And do you always need to know why?
Yes.
Why?
Simply, simply just yes. I don't.
Yeah. Why?
I need to do this. Why?
I'm serious. Like, I feel like, well, why am I going to waste my time to do this if it's not going to, like, make me more money? Am I going to learn something from this? Let me know.
All right. So, Cassondra, what do you think on those stereotypes? They need to know why, they need a trophy for everything, and they want too much accommodation and flexibility.
I mean, I agree. I feel like maybe all except the last one, like Trey said. And okay, again, when you said know why, I think I thought about like why stuff you can Google. I wasn't thinking about like from a job standpoint. And I was thinking that because, okay, it's easy to just pick up a phone and Google something, So if I want to know like, just why anything, Google has the answer for everything. But I think when Trey was answering, he was saying how, okay, a job's making you do something. You want to know why, or is it going to affect me? Which goes back to, I think the first question you said, are we selfish? And I guess in that aspect, yeah, because is this going to affect me, If not, then why am I doing this? And with that last one, I don't know at all.
So what I took the first part as far as questioning why, I think that we don't take things at face value all the time, and we don't necessarily feel the need to always follow tradition. Therefore, we question things as to why is it that we do this specific thing, not just when it comes to jobs, because we want to understand, like you said, or like both of y'all said, is this going to benefit me? Is there any purpose to doing this? Is there a smarter way to do this? So, yeah. The second one was what?
Want a trophy for everything.
Oh, I think most people like recognition for their hard work. And like Trey said, it doesn't have to be something that's tangible, but just acknowledging your hard work or your accomplishment. The last one, wanting accommodations, I think that's just a personality thing. I think there are some people who just think that people should accommodate them and do things that are going to work specifically for them, even if it puts the other person out of the way. I don't think that's just a millennial thing. I think that's just a personality type.
That's true. Yeah, because I know like other generations, they do that now to be accommodated. You go to stores, you're always expecting a discount. It's like stuff like that. Like
the only thing
at all. But,
the only thing I can think of is like mental health days. I feel like that's a new concept. Yeah. I think older generations, if they're struggling with something, then they just expected to suck it up and keep it pushing. Whereas maybe our generation, if you're struggling with something or going through a hard time, you're like, I just need a moment. I need a day. And so maybe that, in that sense, is accommodation.
I'm glad you said that because I haven't heard of that until within the past year, maybe 2 years, because even like taking off of work, like I would know I needed a mental health day, but it's like, nah, I got to come with a lie, a doctor's note, something, because it's like, well, I really don't want to be at work, but at the same time, it's like, you just need just one day to just, chill out. And I guess that is accommodating too, so.
I don't know. For me, I still don't really understand the need to know why. I agree with all of you. Like, if y'all gonna be doing something and it's not gonna either teach me so I can either elevate to the next level or possibly go elsewhere, then I'm just doing it because you don't want to do it. And I ain't with that. You ain't my mama, you ain't my daddy. And half the time, I don't like doing it for them because they be stressing me out. But I do it because I'm under their roof and I can't say nothing. They want a trophy for everything. Now, speaking for me, no. I would say I'm still weird because I don't revel in the things that I've already accomplished. I do have a thing where I feel like I haven't done enough, and I'm constantly reminded, like, you got your degree, you have a minor degree on top of that, some things that most people can't do, and I just don't think about that stuff. I'd just be ready to go to the next thing. To hear it, yes, from certain people, I guess, would be nice, because it's people that I actually admire or for them to see that I'm doing things, but other people, I can care less. Millennial as a whole, there's been quite a few millennials that I've come across where it was like, well, I've been out here doing this for a long time and nobody recognized me. So are you doing it the right way, or are you just doing it to say that you're doing it to get recognition?
Right.
Which box are you in? Because I know a lot of people that's been out here doing things forever and we still here. So what do you want? As far as the want too much accommodation and flexibility. Now, at first, I did not think as deeply as like they should say with the mental health days. I think that is fair. That's something that should have been happening. I don't know about men. I think men, the mental health thing works. Us as females, that monthly, we shouldn't have to explain to you why we don't want to come in. Some people have it worse than others. You have some people that have to be gone or stay in the bed for a week. Some people can't walk. Me, myself, my legs get numb. I feel like I can't do anything. I get extra hot. I feel sick all the time. My hands are shaking. Do I have to explain that to you every month? That it's just because I'm not pregnant and life is not fair to me? And that's this way of reminding me that I didn't get pregnant? It's got nothing to do with anybody. But when I thought further into it about like too much accommodation and flexibility, I could be wrong. And I don't even know if it's our generation or the generation behind us where all of this unisex bathrooms come in, and now it's the whole list on job applications to include everyone, sexuality and all of this other stuff, because that's a lot on that. Like,
they just put other.
No. It's no longer other. It's no longer. They list them, every last one of them on there now. I don't even remember what job I was applying for, and I saw that, and I was like, I don't even know what any of this is. I'm so confused.
But that's good though to have them included, you know, accommodating. I didn't think about that.
It is, but then it becomes a rolling ball of when is it going to stop? Because everybody wants to be included in everything, but then you can't say certain stuff, and then everybody getting their feelings, but that's a whole nother thing.
I think that just goes back into that is a new conversation that's being had. So maybe 10 years from now, it won't be so taboo, and it won't be a new conversation, and it won't be as shocking. I don't know the right word to use, but that's what I'm gonna go with. If you're doing a job application and you see this long list of different gender identities, I don't think
even the have other isn't new anymore to us, you know? Like if I see female, male, or other, it's just like, oh, just pick one, you know? So, and then 10 years ago, that wasn't heard of. So, I mean,
some people just like prefer not to answer.
Yeah,
exactly, which is fine. But again, like I said, you have people, speaking on a broad spectrum, you have someone that'll go and check a box that's not something that's the norm, and they'll check that, and then some people don't know when to stop asking questions or having curiosity, and now you're mad because somebody wants to know, and now you want to flip the whole spectrum of the job that's been there for 30 plus years or something else. As far as the laziness goes for that accommodation and flexibility, I've met a lot of people that was just like, oh, I want to work a job getting like $15 an hour, but I don't work Friday through Sunday, and then I get vacation days, and then I want a certain package deal that's going to last. Like, nigga, you haven't done anything to get any of that. So you shouldn't be asking about any of that stuff. Now, have I been grateful to get jobs that can be sort of flexible like that? Yes, by the grace of God. But did I just go out automatically looking for them to pay me a certain amount for me to work like 3 days and be there for 4 hours and then just come home and things magically appear in my house? No, that's doing too much. That's not how that works. So That is.
Yeah, and I've noticed people that have that mentality, but it's just, I don't know. I don't get it, but go ahead.
So that's why I feel like it's we're a blend, at least for our group. It might be some other people because we still have old school ways that we stick to, but we know how to do some of the new school things too, and we make it work. Some of the old heads, they don't want to change from their ways. They've been doing that for years. You're not going to get them out of doing that. It's just, unless their jobs make them have to do it, it's just not going to work. And then this generation after us seem like they just want everything handed to them. And God forbid if this were to be the end of the world and they get left here and none of the older generations are here, they wouldn't know how to survive. They wouldn't know how to use old school phones if need be, nothing with a cord. They're confused. They're lost. They're out of here.
On that note,
I am so sorry. So if you are a millennial,
time to wrap up.
about to close them curtains soon.
Inside.
So if you are a millennial, let us know if you think any of these things pertain to you. Do you feel like you fit those last 3 stereotypes? Do you feel like the 7 things that we spoke about previously are something that you do that makes millennials better than the last set of groups like that came before and the ones that are coming after? But you know, this is what we do because we are YBMchat, Young Black Millennials.
Ooh, I like that, LadiiNova.
I know, right? So I just use that in there. Nothing but God. So, Dashia D, you want to wrap this up?
Join us every Monday.
Comment.
Like.
Subscribe.
#gas us up.
Peace out.